All righty. Here I am. My goodness, what a journey today has been. Welcome to our evening edition of Midlife Mojo Mondays. It has definitely been a day. I've just gave like the best intro. I felt myself on a roll, all excited to be so inspiring. And then I was like, am I even like doing this in the right group? I don't even see anybody. See, there's somebody. Hi. All right. Yes. And so I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I know people said they were getting on, and sure enough, I was recording in the wrong group, which is like, oh my goodness, just par for the course for the day. It has been one little tech thing after another. And for any of you who have ever taken on just like, something big, something maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone, like all this, moving parts of putting it together a launch like this, writing things and all these softwares and so forth. But I bet you some of you have had to take on something, right? Something that you really wanted to do and you were just going to make it work one way or another and just plow through. And sometimes that's all you can do. And so today I was just like, you know what? As things started happening, I was getting frustrated. And one of the ladies wrote me and she, and I was apologizing profusely for something. And she just said, honey, you got to let that shit go. So that's what I'm doing. Yes, it's Monday. Exactly. I don't even know what day it is. I feel like I've just been running for days and days now, trying to get all of this ready. But that's just, here we are. This is midlife, right? Midlife Mojo Mondays. Most of us have not gotten here without having a few little curveballs thrown our way, right? I mean, most of us, have had to climb some, pretty big mountains sometimes, and we've done it. So little things like somebody not getting an email or something like that, that's just little stuff. So that's what I definitely took from today that, first of all, I have the most incredible group of people, who are supportive and love on me and give me all the grace that I need. So I do thank you for that. And I also have some of the most supportive, people out there. You guys all day long have been purchasing my book and the webinar and the cookbook and the essential oil bundle, and it's just been so exciting. So, I've just decided to let the excitement be what takes me, and I'm just so appreciative of everybody who's purchased so far. And for those of you that are thinking about it, just know that today's the launch, but it's there for you. You've got the link when you're ready for it. If you don't need it now, then I hope you don't, but maybe one day you will. So I was thinking, if somebody had asked me, why did I even decide to write this book? So I thought I would just share with you really quickly. And really, when I decided just to kind of get into the midlife world altogether and started talking about things openly, like vaginal dryness and libido and so forth, it's amazing how many people just like crawl out of the woodwork and private message you and let you into their bedrooms and kind of, the things they don't really want to tell anybody. And so that was happening more and more. And so in my book, No Sweat, It's Just Menopause, I talk a lot about, libido and vaginal dryness and how essential oils can help. And in my book, Melt the Midlife Middle, we don't talk directly about sex, but we all know that when we're looking and feeling better because we've lost the weight with our intermittent fasting, oftentimes, our sex drive does come back, or at least our desire, our us feeling good enough to even at least want to have it and so forth. So, when I knew that I have a lot of other books actually on my brain still. There's a couple other things that are of topics that I really want to share in book form, and this was one of them. And so I decided just to make it into an ebook because I worked on it this summer and I just wanted to get it to you. And I thought, when I was done, it's just not enough. An ebook's not enough for me. It was a 50-page ebook. You know me, chock full of information. In 50 pages, I pack it in. I make sure there you get the science behind everything. I don't just throw things out there, but it just didn't feel like it was enough for me. So that's when I got this idea that I had to create a cookbook to go along with it. And then I was like, well, that's all good and well, but what else can I do? So then I had done a webinar a couple of years ago. So I decided to revamp that webinar and get that all, ready, kind of adding in all the new things that I've learned and incorporated and give you guys that as well. And then I thought, well, this is all good and well, but most of my people on here, not most, I would say about half of the people on here are already essential oil users. But what about those who aren't, that want them? So I created the Midlife Mojo Between the Sheets Essential Oil Bundle. So those people can just right away get everything you need and have access to getting your mojo back in the bedroom. So just started reading my book. It's good. Oh, thank you. Yay. All right. So I just want to know, and I'm assuming that's if it says I'm on a streaming service. And so if you didn't click that link, it didn't capture your name. So right now I'm just seeing Facebook users. So maybe just put your name in there if you didn't click that link, so I know who I'm talking to. And Diana, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. But if you do click that link, it'll capture your name. I think for all future videos that I do with a streaming service. But anyways, exciting. So yes, so those are kind of all that. So that's kind of why I wrote this book, was just I felt that I needed to give more, and then why I just felt that there was just more to give, right, and more to talk about. So a little order of business. I think then I'm going to get into it. Nancy from California, welcome, welcome. Where are you from in California? I used to live out there. I used to live in Pleasant Hill, and then I lived in Orinda. That was right. We lived out there until my son, who's now going to be 20. We moved when he was 1, turning 2. So about 18 years ago, we moved to Florida. But I do miss it for sure still. But anyway, so a little order of business. Can you see my name now, Diana? I do. Thank you. All right. So raffles, you guys, you know that we did the raffle yesterday, and Dara De Lorenzo, I think I pronounced that. I'm not sure if I got that right. But anyways, you know who you are, and you won the raffle from yesterday. But all day today, I've been running raffles, right? There's been different ways you can earn them. I've been doing different posts. The people who got on the live today earn some. So make sure you go back today and just look for the different posts, and make sure you comment and earn some raffle some raffle entries. And because I'm giving away, I don't know if you can see up there was 10, but I gave one away already. I've got 9 different gifts still that I'm going to give away. And I'm just going to, what I'm doing after the call today, by the end, after midnight, I'm going to go ahead and go through all of the comments and and all the people who invited people. If you invite people to the group, if you share the link, you can't share the post because this group is private, but if you share the link, share the link. Let me put that here. Hold on. There is the link right there. Look at that handy dandy thing. Okay. So, if you share the link on your personal page, tag me or take a picture and let me know. And those are all the cool ways that you can earn raffle prizes. And I've got up there I got 8 oils left, as well as the lavender, lotion. And so, lotion's a really nice thing, just as a little kind of precursor for the night. So all good things. Prinz, you're on. Thank you. Pleasanton. Oh, I gave birth in Pleasanton at a birth center to my son in Pleasanton. How funny. All right, Stacy. All right, so let's see. All right, so I think I'm going to get started. Oh, wait, real quickly. So what I got up here for the raffles? I think I remember them. There's goldenrod, right? So we're going to talk about goldenrod in a little bit, but that's like a coveted oil, and I was so excited to see it was in stock right now. And then there is up there, what else? I keep saying, yes, a sensation oil, a joy oil, and then some oils for the food, but also kind of helps us with our sex life. There's peppermint, nutmeg, cinnamon. I think I'm missing one. Peppermint. Oh, oregano and basil. My memory. Okay. So all of those I'm going to be raffling off, right? So that's 9 different prizes. So definitely make sure and participate. And then the other way to participate, and you already have done it, if you've commented, you've been earning raffle entries. So just, let me know, just interact with me, and I'm going to count every single one as another raffle entry. So definitely tune in for the time. All right. So let us get started here. I'm going to get going to this. Alrighty. Oops, gotta shut that up. Alrighty. There it is. My book. All right. Tell me what you think of the cover. Right? A little sexy, huh? My husband was like, that's a little sexy, don't you think? Is it going to get past Facebook? So far, so good. I don't know. We'll have to see. So yes, goldenrod works so well in the bedroom. It absolutely does. So tell me, I think these people might have used a little goldenrod, a little sensation. What do you think? So so that's my book, Sizzling Sex Starts in the Kitchen. You can get it now. It's $5. I gave you guys the link right there to get it. How food can transform your lovemaking from middle-aged missionary mediocre to sensual and stimulating between the sheets. Right? Sounds good to start with. So thought what I would do is I'm just going to kind of go through all the different products. I thought I maybe just reading little bits and parts from my book just to kind of give you some snippets of what's in there. So I'm just kind of trying. I shouldn't probably be reading the messages as I'm doing it. It's a little squirrely, but I like to. That's like the fun part to me is I get to see what people are saying. So let me see if I can pull those up a little bit more. All right. Okay. So Jill will try to be focused for a few seconds here and read. Here we go. The link between food and sex, it is not just perceptual. There's a valid connection proven by scientific research between certain foods and heightened sexual function. This book is intended for the midlife woman who wants to increase her sexual interest and arousal, support her and her partner's sexual health for peak performance, as well as spice things up in the bedroom by taking intimacy to another level. There's a long history between food and sex, and it can be tracked through history. There are recordings of food as aphrodisiacs going back centuries. Aphrodisiacs are food or drugs that come from plants, animals, or insects. Excuse me, and minerals. They get your motor, forget the insects. I don't know where I got that word from. All right. They get your motor running by arousing the sexual instinct, inducing carnal desire, and increasing overall pleasure and performance. And St. Thomas Aquinas, a 13th century friar and philosopher, wrote on the topic of aphrodisiacs. He thought aphrodisiac food had to produce vital spirit and provide good nutrition. He considered meat and hearty foods and wine vital spirit and good aphrodisiacs. And in the 18th century, this is just a fun fact, the Roman physician Galen theorized that foods worked as aphrodisiacs if they were warm and moist and windy, which referred to foods that are gassy. He thought foods with those qualities produced an erection. So I don't know about you, but I'd rather my hubby skip a meal of broccoli and Brussels sprouts if we're going to have a lot of flatulence and find a different way to get it up. Those are my own little 2 cents there. That's not in the book. The Europeans created many recipes based on Galen's theory. During that time, spices, mainly pepper, were often used in aphrodisiac recipes. Who likes their pepper, right? We know that's something to spice things up. All right, so in a chapter that I titled Foods That Tank Date Night, Foods to Avoid If Looking for a Rockin' Eve, I talk about different things that people, sometimes they don't even know. These are the foods and the things that we're putting in our body we didn't even know are causing the issues in the bedroom. And one of them, I'm sorry to say, is alcohol, right? Whenever I try to find pictures for romance or romantic, it's always got people with glasses of wine or alcohol in it and things like that. And I get it. It is romantic. Glass of wine, a little beer, it takes the little edge off of things, and so forth. But too much alcohol truly can ruin your night. And so I'm going to read what I wrote. Many people turn to alcohol to ease any sexual anxiety, to relax. Alcohol can give you confidence, allow you to let down your hair and get out of your head, and seemingly make you more fun. But aside from possibly giving you the confidence to initiate sex or to ask for something you'd like, or to try, or to talk to the sexy stranger in line at the supermarket, that's from the single gals there. Alcohol will actually deflate, yes, pun intended, the moment. Booze fest quickly turns into snooze fest, right? Who knows what I'm talking about, right? Too much alcohol kind of ruins the evening, right? Absolutely. So let me see. All right, and so so that's one of the things that can tank the night. And I've shared in the different posts in those sizzling facts. So if you didn't see them, go back. There were 6 of them that I had shared over the week. I shared different foods for him and for her that are really helpful in the bedroom. And I share a lot of them in this book. I also share some other ones in my cookbook as well. And so one of the ones for him that I haven't shared yet is eggs. Right? Think about breakfast in bed, right? Want your man rock hard and ready? Scramble him up some eggs. The boner-boosting ingredient in eggs is choline, a powerful natural chemical that triggers the production of nitric oxide, which relaxes arteries in the penis and enables blood flow. Choline is a precursor to the neurotransmitter ACH, which controls sexual behavior through its activity in the brain. Higher levels of ACH have been associated with more frequent sex and more intense, longer orgasms. Eggs are also high in vitamins B5 and B6, which help balance hormone levels and fight stress. A big help in the bedroom, right? Makes you look at eggs in a whole different way. And so the book also, in addition, so just so you know, I've got kind of a section like this for him and this for her, but most of these, if they talk about blood flow or circulation, that's good for everybody. All right. So just know that most of those things are really good for both the man and the woman. And then I also share in the book herbs, supplements, and of course, essential oils that help in this area too. And this was really interesting to me. So I learned some new herbs. I don't know, for my essential oil friends out there, you guys, once you got into oils, did you kind of start to like learning more about herbs interest you at all? I don't know. It did interest me. And so it was kind of cool to research some of this. And so I discovered one called, and I'm going to probably, butcher it, but it's called Murapuama, Murapuama. This herb is often called potency wood, so I think we kind of know what that's for. According to a study in 2000 by Brewer and Weinberg, pre- and postmenopausal women who use Murapuama and who use ginseng, another thing that I talk about in the book, reported a surge in libido, sexual enjoyment, and intensified orgasms. Again, yay! And I talk about the essential oil clary sage a little bit, but I also talked about the supplement that Young Living has called Femigen. And so just as a little quick, for those of you, I know there are some people who are just getting to know me, and I always just like to let people know up front that I am a Young Living independent distributor, but all of the information that I share on my videos and my books are all just based on, my own opinions, my own research, what my friends have, seen, what my clients have seen, and that nothing's meant to diagnose, treat, cure anything. But I would just, you know what works and you share it. So something called Femigen is one of the Young Living products. And when I went to kind of look to see, well, what does Young Living have that I could put in the book that would be helpful? I couldn't believe it. Femigen had 4 of the herbs that I had actually just written about and put in the book. Like it contained 4 of them. I couldn't believe it. So I highly recommend it. Contained the let me look it up. I wrote it. The Damiana, the Murapuama I just talked about, the ginseng I mentioned, and clary sage I just mentioned. Okay, all known to provide female hormonal support, stimulate sexual desire, and again, increase the orgasm intensity. So, wow, what a great find, right? For all of you people out there, what an easy way to maybe start to kind of boost all of those areas. All right, and then the book talks a little bit about kind of fun ways to use food, different ways to kind of, spark things up in the kitchen, kind of unique ways to kind of get out of your comfort zone a little bit. So sexual food play is fresh, wild, and erotic. It can take you out of the comfortable, mediocre midlife sex zone and bring your relationship to a new, uninhibited, exploratory, playful period. You won't know where the meal ends and the sex begins. Here's a little picture from there, right? There we go. See, even us old farts, we can have some fun. There's a little whipped cream. I love you. Maybe draw a little arrow pointing down and, lick it all off. You can get creative. Anybody want to share anything? You can share. We're all friends here. All right, let me just scroll down. Let me see some of the, oh, yes, look at this. Eggs, buying stock in eggs. I hear you, girl. Potency. How much can I buy right now? Exactly. Oh, my good. Yes, Femigen, definitely a go-to. Prince, I think you were one of the people that might have put me onto that. I can't remember. Somebody did. Okay, so that's the Sizzling Sex Starts in the Kitchen. Again, $5, you get that, and you get this cool, I have this cool software, and you get this cool flip book. So when you get the link, it takes you to a page, and you can download the PDF. But then if you scroll down a little bit further, it looks just like a book, and it makes this cool flipping noise, and you can read the book right then and there on your computer, just like a book. All right. So now moving on, we're going to see what else we got here. Hold on. Hide that. Here we go. All right. So there, kitchen foreplay. Let me see if I can take myself off. There we go. Make it a little bit bigger for you. Okay. So kitchen foreplay, 15 simple red hot recipes for making midlife couples sex life sizzle again. All right. And again, I created this because I just felt like there are actually, I should have said, at the end of the Sizzling sex book, I do have a chapter of a couple of recipes. So there are recipes in that book for those of you that choose just to get that book. But when you go to checkout, it will give you the option. So don't go too fast. It will give you the option right there on the checkout page. It's a big yellow, bright yellow box, and it will give you an option to check off to get the webinar and the kitchen foreplay companion cookbook for $37. You can get the webinar and the cookbook together. So just make sure you check that box if you want that. All right, but again, the other book does have some recipes, but this is 15 new recipes. And I just, I'm a full disclosure kind of gal. And so I'm a good cook, but I'm not like a creative cook, like create my own recipes kind of book. So what I did was I went through and I started really researching and looking up some recipes that I thought would be good. And I had my kind of requirements for what I chose. Number one, of course, it had to be healthy. Number two, it had to have at least 3 or more aphrodisiac foods. So, so that's what I included in here. And then what I did was I took those recipes and I healthified them up a little bit more, changed out, made some substitutions, some things. And then I also included the option to substitute some essential oils for some things like the zest or the juice or the herb or the spice in it as well. So I kind of put my own tweak on it and absolutely gave credit to the original recipe there. And the picture also goes to the original recipe. It's not my picture, but I'm excited to share that with you. And so I think what I'm going to do is first I'm going to go through and I'm just going to read you all the different chapters in there and the different recipes, just so you know what's in there, because I like to know, like when you buy a recipe book, like nothing's more a bummer than like you buy it and you're like, I don't even like anything in there. Although I can't imagine anybody's going to think that because these are good. All right. Yeah, excited for that kitchen foreplay book. My husband, he's my editor. So any editing mistakes, let me know because he's my editor and I, gonna dock his pay on that. But he's actually the better cook in the family, and so he was editing the ebook this week, the cookbook, and he's like, "Ooh, I got to try this one. Ooh, I got to try that one." So here are the different chapters and the chapter sections, I should say, of the kitchen foreplay book. First one is breakfast in bed. Hi, Amy. Thanks for stopping in here. Healthify. Yeah, you like that word? Yeah. My show, I can say whatever I want, right? I can make up words. All right. So breakfast in bed. So under the breakfast in bed category, there's, and I will afterwards, I didn't do all the pictures, but I do have some pictures to share with you. And I have this one, strawberry brie and arugula panini. And I first thought brie, oh, cheese. Oh, that doesn't good for sex, but wait till you read, because as I said, at the end of every single recipe, I pick one of the ingredients in there that I didn't share in the Sizzling book, and I talk a little bit more about that specific ingredients benefit. I think there may just be 1 or 2 little overlaps, but I even think I gave different information. So cheese is actually good for your sex life. So there's a strawberry brie and arugula panini, a chocolate strawberry smoothie bowl, and a tomato and goat cheese avocado toast with balsamic glaze. Had to get the avocado toast in there for my intermittent fasting ladies for sure, right? We love our avocado toast. Then the next chapter is called Luscious Lunches, and there's wild rice salad with apple and pomegranate, both fantastic, right? Prinz, I know you're on here. I know you love your apples. We were just talking about that. There's also a mango avocado salsa, my favorite. That's a house favorite for all of us. And then a healthy sweet potato noodle salad. Then some afternoon delights, because I am a girl who likes her sweets. I definitely like my sweets. So there's Better Sex brownies, honey ginger pomegranate chia seed pudding. And if you've never had chia seed pudding, it is absolutely delicious and so easy to make. And broiled figs with honey and vanilla. Broiled figs also, that's these. Well, all of these recipes, that's, part of the title is they're simple, okay? They're simple. That's the kind of cook I am. That's not simple. I'm not making it. Apple tea. All right. Somebody else suggested an apple tea recently. Unless that's you again. Is that you, Robin? I know you suggested that somewhere. All right. All right. Succulent suppers. So here's some dinner ones. Crispy chicken thighs with cinnamon and pomegranate. And then for my vegan people, I put a vegan barley asparagus mushroom risotto. We love that one in this house as well. And then for those of you, salmon is a nice alternative to meat, because meat sometimes, especially like red meat, can definitely weigh you down and be one of those turn offs for sex. So a lot of nice, really kind of romantic alternative people like is salmon. So I put a recipe in for salmon with sweet chili glaze, sugar snap peas, and pea tendrils. So what do you think about those recipes? They sound good, right? All right, so I'm going to try and pull up the pictures here. Let's see. I'm the group alcoholic. Hello. No, honey, you're not alone there. There's plenty of people who love a drink, and that's great. You know what? We're in our midlives. We've earned it. The only time I think that, having a drink or two is an issue is if you're trying to lose weight and it's stopping you from losing weight and you're getting frustrated. That's the only time that Jill's ever going to say don't have a drink. All right. All right. So let me see. Let me show this in the stream. I gotta hold on. There we go. Yay. Okay. So this is that cinnamon rub chicken. And I'm not a meat eater, but that just looks so dang delicious. I just, had to put that in the recipe book. So somebody please make that and tell me how good it is, because I don't eat chicken, but I just looked so succulent and it looks so. I used to eat chicken, and man, that skin looks just beautiful. And, using the cinnamon rub, and you can substitute with the cinnamon oil, just yum. And then there's that mango avocado salad. And we've been making that in our house for years. And I had something to say about mangoes. Hold on, where was it? Mangoes. Yes, I put this fact in there that mangoes are often referred to as the love fruit. Mangoes contain compounds that mimic estrogen and increase virility in men. They're full of vitamin E, which helps to regulate sex hormones and boost sex drive. Who loves their mango? Here in Florida, I have so many friends who have trees, and so I'm lucky. A lot of times they have an abundance, and I get their extras, so I love that. All right, what else? Here's another picture here. Let's see. Oh, that's that strawberry brie panini. I mean, tell me that doesn't look to die for, right? And then I'm thinking that's in the breakfast. So I mentioned about the eggs, right? You could probably put an egg in there. You could eat that open faced. You could have it for lunch. I don't know. That looks just scrumptious. That's one I'm definitely. We make a version of this. We just don't do it with strawberries. We do it with roasted cauliflower. And that's actually the only sub we do. I hadn't thought about putting something sweet in there, but that's right up my alley. All right. And then these better sex brownies made with beets, right? That's beet powder you see sprinkled there on top, but they're made with beets and cocoa powder. And the book talks about the benefits of that as well. The cookbook does. And then, I mentioned, just because I didn't say this when I was talking about salmon earlier, I wanted to read this quick little fact about salmon that I had put down. So what did I write here? Salmon makes for a romantic meal, but it also may intensify orgasms. Its omega-3s can boost your levels of dopamine, a neurotransmitter vital in stimulating desire. The omega-3s also increase blood flow around the body, including to your genitals, which heightens your pleasure, right? So that makes even more of a reason why we would want to have that before we eat. All right, hold on. There we go. All right, let me get this and switch here. So that is the cookbook. So let me hide the cookbook. There I am back. So there's our cookbook. All righty. So what do you ladies think? That sounds really good, right? Yeah. So I've made some of them, and some of them I've made versions of, and some of them I have to be honest, I haven't tried. They just look so good. All right. Like I'm not going to try the couple of like the chicken and so forth. So you got to let me know. All right. What you think? All right. So in addition for that $37 bonus to the cookbook, you're also going to get the webinar, the Midlife Mojo Between the Sheets webinar. So this webinar focus is mostly on essential oils for beefing up the, things in the bedroom. But I do have a little section on food in there and a little section on oils there, because that's Jill's healthy eating trilogy. Eat well, move more, use oils. So I try to incorporate all three of those things into, everything that I share with you ladies. So I talk about in the webinar how to do a real Kegel. I'm a certified Pilates instructor for over 10 years. It's amazing how many women don't do their Kegels, first of all. And as we get older, really important to do your Kegels, ladies. So easy to do. And if you don't know what that is, you'll have to get the book and see. But the webinar, so you can learn how to do a proper one, because that's going to really help, that whole, let's face it, we've had babies, our skin and that whole area gets a little stretchy, okay? And we want it to be a little bit tighter. And I can tell you, as a Pilates instructor, which is another, we work on our pelvic floor a lot, and we do a lot with the Kegel. And as a Pilates instructor, and I am not joking, I have had numerous, not just wives, that take my class, but I've actually had the husbands who I'm friends with, tell me like how grateful they are for the help that I've given their women in that area just by doing that one little trick. Right. So I remember one of my friends even said that, her husband, he's just a goofball anyways, shouted out, "Thank you, Jill," in the middle of sex. And she's like, "What?" He's like he said the wrong name. He's like, no, for the Pilates thing, So I thought that was funny. So I made a little 1-minute video here I'm going to put on just to kind of give you the highlights so you can kind of see some of what's covered in the webinar. So let me put that on. And let me do that. All righty. And then here we go. Alrighty. So what do you think, right? Who wants that webinar? Lots of good stuff in there. And so here's Jill's full disclosure. My husband hates my full disclosure, but some of you guys purchased this and I'm so grateful and thank you. And you will receive it, I promise, within the next, 48 hours or so. Being the perfectionist I am, last night at 11:30, 12 o'clock, was going through everything again. And I decided just to kind of go through. I hadn't looked through the webinar in a couple of weeks. And I found I said something that was just, I didn't like what I said. And I just felt like it was something I just really wanted to redo. So that's what I decided to do. So you guys, I just wanted to make sure that I give you all the most accurate information and say it in a way that's compliant for my young living people and so forth. So anyways, I am, and then today my plan was to redo it, but I've been involved with the launch all day long. So if I don't get to it tonight, that's my project for tomorrow, is to redo that webinar and get it off to you right away. And the link to the cookbook is on the same page as the link to the webinar. So you're going to have to wait on the cookbook too. But I promise you, promise, just hold off within 48 hours. Don't be, that you'll get it. In the meantime, you can read the ebook. And by the time you're done with that, you'll have the webinar all ready for you. And you'll have the cookbook ready to cook for the second half of the week. And as I was going through the video was playing, I was reading through some of your guys' comments. You guys are cracking me up, first of all. Your 4 o'clock dinners, yeah, I hear ya. Your Kegel magic, yeah. Where else are we talking about this stuff except here on the Midlife Mojo page? Thank you. Okay. All right. This is the safe place for these conversations, ladies. I hope you know that, because that's really the environment that I really have trying to create in this group. And as it grows bigger, sometimes keeping that connectedness is more difficult. So I'm glad that you guys are chatting with each other as well as this is going on. All right. So that's the $37 bump. And then let me take that off. Now I created, here it is right here, the Midlife Mojo Between the Sheets bundle. So this is for you ladies who don't already have a Young Living membership. If you do, you can just buy this through your own Young Living membership. But if you don't, I put together and my kind of, some of my favorite oils that we like for the bedroom, and also ones that are good for the cooking as well. So since you're getting the cookbook, you can make some of them using these using these oils. But I wanted just to kind of go over a little bit about what they are and maybe a couple different ways to use them. This kit here is $247. So you get these 8 favorites. I'm also going to send you some bonus gifts. I'm going to send you the ebook version of my No Sweat, It's Just Menopause book. I'm also going to send you you're also going to get a link to join my private Facebook oils group that I have. And then you're going to get a coupon code for anything in my Midlife Mojo store for life, 20% off, whatever I've created now, whatever I create in the future. And then also, if you do decide you love these essential oils and you want to go ahead and become a Young Living member and get a Young Living Premium Starter Kit, which is usually the best way to get started with Young Living, I have a voucher for $20 and I can help you get started with that. But just to kind of, I wanted to make sure without having to get involved, if all you wanted was just these oils just for the sex, I wanted to make sure that you had a way of doing that. So I'm going to go over what you get in the Midlife Mojo Between the Sheets bundle. And for those ladies who have these oils and have used them, please chime in, give your 2 cents on them. Tell us all how you share them, if you use them in the bedroom or you use them other ways. I always tell people, for every time I share about oils, somebody comes up with a way I never thought of. 6 years I've been sharing Young Living, and still I learn something new all the time. So the first thing in the Midlife Mojo Between the Sheets bundle is the Desert Mist Diffuser. Right? Who loves their diffuser? I love my diffuser. We've got one in all the different rooms. And I sat down here and I pressed play, and then I realized that I didn't take the Desert Mist. My daughter must have that one. I have a different one in here right now. But you can see the picture right now. And what I love for this in terms of, since we're talking about kind of, getting between the sheets and we're talking about, our sex lives, is that when you have it in the bedroom, it has a special feature, the candlelight flicker. So many people, right, to kind of set the mood, they'll light incense or they'll light, candles. All of that stuff is carcinogenic. So here you are, like trying to get yourself in the mood, but you're filling the room with chemicals and poisons that are actually clogging up those cells, screwing up the communication and causing that sex drive to go away, causing that, issues that your hormonal issues you're having. So using a diffuser is a fantastic way of getting that aroma like you want, right, from the incense, from the incense, but also it's got a candlelight flicker mode on it, so it kind of sets that tone, it sets that mood, just like candlelight. Or it also has, I can't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8, something like that. Different colors that it can cycle through, or you can just pick your favorite color, or let's say it's time to go to bed because it will last all night long. You can just click off the light altogether and just get the aroma, and you can use it for sleeping. You can use it for mood. You can use it for getting romantic. And so some of the oils that I included in here that would be perfect for that is the joy oil. Who loves their joy oil? Right? Oh my goodness. I always put a drop of joy on my heart every single day, right? I mean, it's a floral oil, but it's got a lot of oils in it that also instill romance. Number one, it's got rose, right? And we all know that rose is an oil of romance, but it's also got jasmine and lang lang, bergamot, and just, yummy, yummy, yummy oils. All so smelling delicious, but also doing their work. They kind of help us to let go of the day. They help be a little bit happier. Sometimes, we're so in our heads and from all the junk of the day, and it just kind of lets us let go. Or, sometimes, just gotta turn that frown upside down and put a little joy in the diffuser. Open up a bottle and smell. But it's also very good for hormonal support. So if you are still getting your period, and you can use it for some hormonal support as well. So, and, I know a lot of ladies in perimenopause, we're kind of getting, our periods, and we're not getting it, we're getting it, we're not getting it. And when we get it, it's like 10 times worse than it ever was. So joy can support that area as well topically. It can support our whole endocrine system. And then also to go along with joy You can add lemon. Actually, is that what I put in there? I got it all here. What did I have here? Did I do? Yes. Lemon oil. Yes. Sorry. All right. I don't know if you can see over here. I have put them all out here. So there's my eyesight is terrible. So I'm looking at that small little picture and I can't even like see what it is there. I'm like, is that lemon? What is is the lemon oil. All right. And so lemon oil is a fantastic oil for uplifting your mood, right? Who like doesn't like, when you think about like when you cut open a lemon and that smell, right? It just kind of makes you feel happy. And lemon is a great oil for focus. So when that like laundry list of things is going in through your head and you're supposed to be focusing on your man, not like thinking about what you need to do as soon as you're done, right? You need to get in the mood. Maybe putting on a little bit of lemon in that diffuser, letting that, with the joy, sniffing a little bit of the bottle. You could even put the lemon in your water, have a little drink of that before you get in there, just to get a little more focused. And to go along with that is the tangerine oil that's included. Oh, I love anything the orangey smell. And that is like, you're walking into like an orchard of oranges. Like you've just submerged your like whole face in like a bowl full of fresh oranges. It smells so, or tangerines. It smells so delicious. And tangerine, orange, those types of oils, citrus oils in general, why I love them, especially for the bedroom. And they kind of have this dual effect. They calm you, right? So they kind of just like chill you out a little bit, but without putting you to sleep like a lavender would. But they also uplift your spirits. So combining, I love the combo and the diffuser of joy. Actually, the combo of all three, but I really love joy and tangerine because, and like I said, anything tangerine, I just love. But all of those can also be used separately in there. And then also included in the bundle, I want to take a second and just quickly look at you guys' comments. Real quick, joy on your heart. Joy is amazing. Yes, you love it. Oh, and the diffuser earrings. Ooh, I didn't try those. They looked a little strange to me. I gotta be honest with you. Do you like them? I don't know. My friend bought them. I was going to see, maybe try hers and see what I thought about them. But yeah. Oh my God, yes, although a week late. Yeah. All right. Oh, I have to go. There's like, all right, put lemon in my water. Yes. All right. So next up is Shutron shaving cream. So Shutron anything, for those of you who use Young Living, you know what I'm talking about. Like Shutron anything is just divine, right? I was so excited. I like like Shutron oil, like literally changed our sex life. And then when they started making products infused with it, I couldn't get enough. I've got the aftershave, we've got the shaving cream, the beard oil, all of those things. And it's infused with the Idaho blue spruce, which is just one of those oils that helps support a man's whole system and makes sure everything is functioning well. But it also is, they say they can wear it as a cologne. Although honestly, I don't want my man out there wearing it without me, because for me, it's something that just like draws a woman in. So in that shaving cream, in my, I think it's in the webinar, we talk about different ways, like I call it day prep, right? So kind of before you're getting to settle in for the evening, isn't it sometimes like sexy just to kind of like shave your legs and like get all ready? And Young Living does make a Mira shaving gel for women, but the Shutron, men and women can use. And when he puts it on his face, I always know when he's shaved off his scruff that I might be getting some that night. I always giggle. I mean, 20 something years with this man, and you know the signs. Then all of a sudden from the other room, I can smell the bottle, and I definitely, smell the oil, and I definitely know the sign is coming. So definitely. Yes, you just got your college kid the beard oil. It's funny. My college son has the shaving cream, and I was like, I wonder if that's a good idea. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. But all right, and then also, my favorite, and that I will pull out. The Sensation massage oil. All right, who's got this? If you don't have this, if you get nothing else, get yourself some Sensation massage oil. This is like literally, as the Shutron may have like changed like our overall game, but for anybody who is experiencing any kind of vaginal dryness, you need this stuff, okay? It is great for kind of that foreplay, giving each other a massage. It's infused with Sensation essential oil, which has the Lang Lang and some of the other great oils that are wonderful. It smells so delicious. It feels so silky and luxurious, and it can be used as a natural lubricant. So a lot of the lubricants out there on the market are just pure junk. I even went to one of those like MLM sex parties. And, I always wanted to go to one. And I don't even, it was like actually a girl I barely knew a couple of years ago. And I got invited to it. So I was there with strangers, which was just perfect for me. And I needed to buy something at the end of the night. So I was like, well, I don't really want to buy any of this stuff, at least not with these people. So I decided that I would just look, and they had a vegan lubricant. So I bought it just for ha-has to see what was in it. And yeah, it may be vegan, but there's also like chemicals and other junk in there. So Young Living, you can be sure that there is nothing but pure essential oils. There's also, I'd like to just do this disclaimer for anybody who has a tree nut allergy. The Sensation Massage Oil has almond oil in it, along with some other really wonderful oils like olive oil and coconut oil and grapeseed oil. So that's why it feels so luxurious mixed in with the essential oils. But it does have the almond oil. So if anybody does have a tree nut allergy, and I'm just sensitive to that because my cousin has one, so I'm always sensitive to that. Stay away from that. But you can make your own lube. And there was a girl on Becky was on my 2:00 live, so you can go back there, and she shared her recipe. She just said she just made one yesterday, and she shared her recipe for that. But if you are new to essential oils, you're going to get this bundle. You're going to get that right in there, 8 ounces of pure joy. And then, oh my goodness, I was so excited, as I said, to see that goldenrod was in stock so that I could include it in the Between the Sheets bundle. Goldenrod is an oil that is seasonal, so you can't always get it, but it's there right now. And it is, it's golden rod. Say that again, golden rod. All right, you get it? Golden rod. All right, that's what it's for. Did I do that right? Golden rod. It's for him. All right, it is for him. Many men at this point in their life, unfortunately, have trouble in the bedroom. Okay, have trouble standing at attention. All right, and that causes problems for us, but it also is embarrassing kind of for them. And sometimes if your man's maybe avoiding sex, maybe that's part of his problem. He doesn't want to share that yet. So maybe just adding a little bit of the goldenrod to the sensation massage oil and giving him a little massage there before the final act, let me tell you, it works. That's all I'm going to say. It works. All right. And everybody I've turned it on to says it works. The goldenrod, definitely important. Who loves their goldenrod? Who loves their goldenrod? Yes, it definitely works. See, your husband's surprised, right? Swear to God, that's the way it is with essential oils. Like seeing is believing. I can be up here blah blahing all day long about its benefits, but until you try them for yourself and have your own experience, like the ahas just, come. So I really highly recommend that. And then I threw in there also a peppermint oil because you can cook with, first of all, the tangerine, you can cook with the lemon, and you can cook with the peppermint oil. So those better than sex brownies, you could add some of the peppermint to that and you make them peppermint brownies. But peppermint is also, right, it's a cooling oil. So it has like a cooling, tingly sensation, like kind of like, I always feel like you've eaten a whole bunch of peppermint patties. So imagine that tingling, cooling sensation mixed in with the sensation massage oil and rubbed all around the inside of your inner thighs, right? That would be really nice, right? That definitely would be good. So that's what's in that kit. $247. You get all of those products, plus you get the extra book, you get the 20% off Life in My Store, or sorry, 25% off Life in My Store, the $20 coupon. I may have those numbers back and forth. It's all in there when you go to checkout. But that's it. But if you are already a Young Living person, there's some of my favorites, and now you know why. So go ahead and order them. All right. I think that is all I have in there. Thank you guys for participating. And I am definitely going to, number one, finish up. I'm going to redo that webinar and get that to you in the next 48 hours. I do promise, but it's going to be, even better. Compliance, for those of you who aren't with the Young Living, compliance is a very important thing. I want to just make sure that I'm speaking correctly in case anybody else wants to share it, right? And so I want to make sure that I'm not saying anything that could be construed as treating, diagnosing, or curing you, because I told you I don't do that. So I'm going to redo that. You're going to get that. I'm going to go through after midnight tonight, and I'm going to go through all of the posts and the videos and tally up all of the people who shared and invited people. and tally up all those raffles. And then tomorrow, I don't know whether I'll do it live or I'll just do it as a post and just kind of see how my day goes. But I'm going to pick the winners of all of the different prizes up there. So definitely make sure and go back if you haven't yet and fill those out. And just thank you again so much for your support with my launch, support with my Midlife Mojo group in general, support getting on my live. And next Monday, back to business, our regular programming with Midlife Mojo Mondays at the 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll just kind of, give you some kind of education or a demo or my thoughts, whatever. We'll be talking about usually based on the theme of the week. And then every Friday, so if you are started intermittent fasting, I get on. There's a Zoom link that goes out about 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Fridays for Fasting Friday, and we get on at 11:30. Anybody who gets on, and I stay on for about an hour as long as people need me to, and just answer questions. And it's usually a pretty small group, so you're a good chance that you're going to get me either by yourself or just one or two other people. So definitely get on there. But and check out all of the products that I have in the Midlife Mojo store. That is my mission, you ladies know. It's just to kind of spread natural wellness and keep us looking and feeling our best. And so let me know what you think about the book. I'd love to hear your feedback and tell me how the recipes come out and all that good stuff. And if you want to share, if not in the group, maybe just share with me privately if it made anything really helped you in the bedroom. I'd love, even if they're my own private little testimonies that I know, that just makes it all worth it to me. So thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate it, guys. All right. You have a wonderful evening, and I will see you in the group. Bye-bye. Let me see here. There we go. That was my last little thing. All right.